Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel, Elena Today. If you are new here, my name is Elena and I'm an American that lives in Calcutta, India, and I like to make videos about my everyday life. So currently I'm in the United States visiting family, and today is Holi. So happy Holi, everyone! I thought it would be a lot of fun to celebrate this festival with my family today. So I thought it would be fun to go ahead and cook some traditional Bengali dishes that I learned from my mother-in-law, and then also throw some colored powder on each other. So Holi, it is the festival of colors, and it's also the celebration of good over evil, as well as the arrival of spring. So something that they like to do in India during this festival is throw colored powder on each other. And so I thought that's something that we could also do today. Unfortunately, I've never had a chance to actually experience Holi myself, especially in India. So I'm a little bummed out that I couldn't be there today, but that's okay. I'm here with my family and we're gonna have a great time. So unfortunately, there were not a lot of colors that I could find. I wasn't able to go to the Indian store today, and so I went to Party City instead. And they usually have a variety of colored powder, but you know, I was too late, I guess. So I was able to get purple. I was able to get this kind of greenish, yellowish color, and then a lot of pink. I couldn't get green, or I couldn't get red, unfortunately, or other colors, so we're just gonna have to do with these. But hey, something is better than nothing, and I am super excited to celebrate this with my family today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get cooking. Today I will be cooking 2 chicken dishes, a paneer dish, and a sweet dish, most likely Gulab Jamun. Alright guys, so I got my handy dandy cookbook here, and so before cutting up all of the vegetables, I thought it'd be great to go ahead and start marinating the dishes so they have time to kind of sit for a little bit before we cook them. So the first dish I'm going to marinate, again, is going to be plain chicken curry, and then I'm going to do the white sauce chicken, and then a paneer dish. So we're going to go ahead and marinate those. So to marinate the chicken curry, we're going to go ahead and put a teaspoon of salt, and I am using pink Himalayan salt. Okay, then I'm going to use about a teaspoon of turmeric powder. I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Again, it really depends on your spice level and how much spiciness you like your chicken. Then I'm going to do about a big whopping spoonful, I would say about a tablespoon. I'm going to say about 2 tablespoons of curd. So I am using fage, which is a type of sour yogurt. Any type of sour yogurt will work. This one works best for my brother-in-law because he is diabetic, and so that's why I'm using this one. So curd or any type of sour yogurt, like I said. And then we're going to do about a teaspoon of mustard oil. Then what we'll do is we're just going to go ahead and mix that around. I like to use my hands, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix this around. And yes, please wash your hands first before doing this, of course. But we're just going to mix this, and then we're going to let this sit for about 25 to 30 minutes. That should be a good enough marination. And that'll do it. So we'll let that sit, and then we're going to go ahead and marinate the other dishes. Okay, so for my white sauce chicken, all I'm going to marinate it with is about I would say 2 tablespoons of curd and just some salt, about a teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then for the paneer, all I'm going to marinate it with is a little bit, about a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, and also just a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon of salt. for this one as well. And that's it. I'll go ahead and marinate these, or mix them up and then marinate them, and then let them sit as well while I cut the vegetables. We're going to go ahead and get started with the plain chicken curry. So I'm just going to take some mustard oil. Now you can use any type of oil that you want, but I thought since my family's not used to eating with mustard oil and it's such a big popular thing in India, I thought why not use it? So we're going to do about 1 tablespoon of oil, mustard oil. I'm not going to use too much because, like I said, my brother-in-law is diabetic, so less is best. And I think in any type of meal planning less is best in general. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of oil. We have our bay leaf. We're going to just go ahead and put that there. And you want it about medium heat. Then we're going to put about 2 chopped tomatoes in here. If they're small tomatoes, then do 2. If they're really big, then you can do about half, but 2 small. And I'm just going to do about a handful here. Let that oil heat up. Okay. And we're just going to saute the onions until they are kind of lighter in color. Now that the onions have turned translucent, we're going to add about 1 tomato. And then we're going to add about a teaspoon of sugar. Now I am using sugar-free sugar because, like I said, my brother-in-law is diabetic, but regular sugar is fine as well. Just a little. Just stir that up a little, and then to this I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. So I made this fresh. Fresh is best. So I'm going to do about 1 big heaping tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. And just mix that up too until your tomatoes get nice and soft and mushy. Now, once the tomatoes have softened, we're going to go ahead and add the marinated chicken. Now remember, this has been marinating for at least 25 to 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and add that. Now we're going to cook the chicken until it's completely cooked, and then we're going to add our water. Okay, so now we are ready to add 1 cup of water. So what I like to do is I like to put it in the bowl that I had the chicken marinating in, so I can get all that good spices in there, and then I like to use that and pour it in. We're just going to mix this around a little, and then I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of garam masala. And we're going to let that marinate for a little bit. And then once it cooks for a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and try and see if I need to add any more salt. But that's about it. So the first dish is done. I did add just a little bit more salt in there after tasting it. But that's what it looks like. It is delicious plain chicken curry. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a different container and start with my next dish. So I'm going to do a different kind of recording situation. Let me know which one you like. If you like me talking about my recipe while you're looking at me cooking, or talking to me like this and I cook here. And I'll show you pictures of it as I'm going along, but you just let me know. I just thought I'll change the scene up a little bit. So this one is the white sauce chicken. I love this chicken dish. It's one of my favorite. So what I like to do first is what you want to do is you want to cut up about 1 onion. Again, it's all your preference. If you like lots of onions, use a lot of onions. If you like a little bit of onion, use a little bit of onion. So I would do about one onion, 1 smaller, 1 or 2 small onions, or 1 big onion. So again, I'm going to go ahead and use the mustard oil for this, about a tablespoon. Let the oil heat up a little bit. And then I had just prepped a whole bunch of onions earlier for my dishes, so I'll do about half of this because I still need some for my paneer for later. And what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to saute the onions. So the first chicken dish, we sauteed it to where they were translucent. Well, this one, we actually wanna saute them until they're nice and brown and crispy, and then we're gonna actually make a paste out of these onions. So I'm gonna go ahead and cook these, and then I will make the paste and get back to you. I have the onion paste ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead, start the stove again, put another tablespoon of mustard oil into the pan and let that oil heat up. Now the pan's already pretty hot from the onions. So then what we're gonna do, we're gonna add our whole spices now. So I have here 1 bay leaf, I have a cinnamon stick, I have a couple of cloves. Here I have about 3 cloves. Now it does call for a 1 to 2 cardamom. Unfortunately, I don't know how, but I was not able to get any. So no cardamom today, unfortunately, but that's okay. If you have cardamom, use it. And we're just gonna quickly, real quick, just kind of saute those up for a couple of seconds, just kind of get the aroma, smell of it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken. So remember, we were just marinating the chicken with some doi or sour curd and salt. So we're gonna go ahead and put this into the pan. Okay, so here we're basically just going to cook the chicken until it's about done before we start adding everything else into it. But this is what it should be looking like. You got your spices in there and then the chicken cooking. Alright, so here you can see that the chicken is almost done. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and add the ginger garlic paste. So, like I said before, the ginger garlic paste, I made enough for fresh. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I'm just going to, you're going to stir that around once. Just kind of let it coat the chicken, kind of cook off a little bit. So we're going to do that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add that onion paste that we made earlier. So just going to dump that right in there. I've also made this without sauteing the onions if you just want to put regular onions. I just feel like this gives it a little bit more flavor, so being extra special for my family today. So we're going to stir that around. Coat all the chicken. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add a little bit of sugar. Now remember, I said the sugar-free, but I put very, very little. I'm going to add some salt. Now I do want to say, with this white chicken, you're going to want to make this white basically this white sauce. You're going to put poppy seeds. I put about 1.5 tablespoons of poppy seeds. I did about 5 almonds and 5 cashews, and it's going to make this white sauce, and that's why it's called white sauce chicken. Now the almonds and cashews that I used already had salt in it, so I'm not going to put too much on now because I can always add the salt in a little later. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, and then I'm going to add a little bit of red chili powder. Not too much because we don't want it too spicy. So I'll say about half a teaspoon of red chili powder. And then we're going to go ahead and stir that real quickly. And then we're going to add that white sauce paste. And I already have that here in this bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Basically the nut paste with the poppy seeds, almonds, and cashews. And then I'm going to stir that, and I'm going to let that cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add in some water to let it cook a little bit longer after that. So I'm going to stir it all, and I'll show you guys what that looks like here before I add the water. So this is what your chicken should look like at this stage, okay? Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put, like I did with the last chicken dish, I'm going to put about 1 cup of water in the bowl that the chicken was marinating in and get the rest of that kind of sauce and pour that in. And I did about 1 cup. If you want it more liquidy, you can add more liquid. if you don't want it so liquidy. But what will happen is it's going to thicken as it cooks a little longer. So I'm gonna just let it cook and just a couple more minutes just to get the sauce thicken up. And then like the last dish, I will taste it, see if it needs some more salt, and it'll basically be ready. So this one's almost done. This is what it's supposed to look like when it is completed. So I just cooked it a few minutes. I definitely did add a lot more salt, but it's very good, very delicious, and that's what it should look like. Alright guys, only one more dish to go. It is the paneer dish. And then I am going to cook Gulab Jamun, but I already made a video on how I make Gulab Jamun, so if you are interested, you can go watch that out on my channel. So when making this chili paneer, what I like to do first is I like to fry the paneer in mustard oil. You don't always have to do that. You can leave it plain and throw in the paneer later, as long as it's not frozen. Fresh paneer is best. But then, like I said though, I like to fry it up a little bit first and then put it onto the side because I think it just gives it more flavor. So here I am first frying the paneer. So I've set the paneer aside, and now we are cooking the onions, about 1.5 onions and 1 capsicum cut into bigger pieces, or green pepper is what we call them here too in the US. Now I'm adding the rest of the ginger garlic paste that I had earlier. And we're going to cook that a little bit till the smell goes away. Now I will go ahead and add about 1 tomato, half to 1 tomato. I like tomatoes, so I add a whole one. You'll cook again until the tomato is nice and soft. So now I've added a little bit of sugar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of the spices. So what I like to do is I add them all in a bowl with a little bit of water. So I have here some salt, some turmeric, coriander, red chili powder, and garam masala. About 1/2 teaspoon of each, except for the coriander, I have about 1 teaspoon of that. And then mix it with some water and then pour it all over. And then I also like, at this stage, I also like to add in the paneer. And then stir it up. Mix that all together really well. Then we're going to go ahead and add in a little bit of ketchup. And then about 1 cup, 1 to 1.5 cups of water. I'm going to mix this up first. And then I'm just going to do about 1 cup of water here. I might add a little bit more in a little bit, and I'll mix this up and let it cook a little. Taste it, see if I need to add more salt or water, and we will go from there. So the last dish is finally complete. I'm going to finish up with the sweets, and then I still have to make some roti and paratha, and then we will be ready to go. Here we have the Gulab Jamun, we have the roti and paratha. Here is the white chicken chili, and then we have the chicken chili, regular chicken chili, and then this is the chili paneer. So it's all ready to be eaten. Happy Holi! So today is Holi, the festival of lights. So I made this delicious meal for you guys. So if you want to go ahead and grab that top, the foil there. So that one is going to be all for you guys. I made paratha. So if you guys want to grab 1 or 2, I made 2 for everyone. And then Lance, I made you roti. So that's in that one. Okay. And I made you 2 as well. Now on one of the rotis, I actually put ghee on it, but it's just butter. So the top one's the normal one. You want to try that. Okay. Alright, and then so you guys can, if you want to serve yourself, I would suggest trying the paneer first because it is a little off and the other 2 are just, I think, phenomenal. So if you guys want to go, okay, I'll just put some on your plate. Thank you. Yes, just try it first. Yes, and it's okay if you guys don't like it. It's very different. This recipe is from my mother-in-law. So typically what you'll do, I mean, you can take a piece of the roti or paratha with your hand. Sorry, Thea, I missed yours. Oh, you're fine. No, you already got me. Oh, I did? And then you can take as much as you want. I'll just give you a little bit of each one right now. Okay. But yeah, what you can do is you can rip a piece off the roti, and then you like usually will scoop that up with the...
Oh, I gotcha. And like Yeah. Okay.
Cool. You know, you've been to India before.
I know.
That's odd.
What's odd?
That squishy.
You know, if you eat the paneer by itself, it really has no flavor. You want to give me your plate over here, Kayla? Now this one's my favorite. It's my mother-in-law's recipe. I'm sure it's a different name, but she just calls it white chicken. You're welcome. And I'll give some to... Sorry, I know you're eating. No rush, no rush. And I'm just curious to know which one is your guys' favorite, and if you like it, and if you don't. It's okay.
What did you say the difference was between the yellow and this one?
So they're both, yours is roti, so that's going to be your typical meal that they have because it's healthier for you. It's just made out of whole wheat flour. But yours, I accidentally on one of them put ghee on it, which is the clarified butter, because I was making everyone else paratha. I wasn't thinking, and I scooped it on it. Nothing wrong with it. Yours is completely whole wheat, and then everyone else's, it's whole wheat and regular flour, white flour, cooked with ghee, the clarified butter.
I like peaches or something.
Like peach?
I swear I taste peach in there.
Really? Nope, there's no peaches. Now,
Or,
the
I like
paneer,
the paneer.
you do? Okay,
That one.
it's not bad.
Yeah, that one, both of them. About the...
So what do you guys think of the paneer, this first one? You said you thought it was squishy. Did it have any?
Yeah, because it's a cheese, right?
Yeah, Well, in India they call it a cottage cheese, but I feel like it's so much different than our cottage cheese, obviously, here. But it's a type of cheese there. To me, it's more like a, what would you call it? The vegans eat it, the...
Tofu?
Tofu! Thank you. It's more like tofu to me. What do you think?
It's not bad. It's very Hispanic tasting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it tastes like something from just like a local Mexican restaurant.
But it does have a lot. The paneer does have a lot of coriander in it, and the other dishes don't have any coriander.
I kind of really like the cheese one too.
The paneer?
That tastes a little sweet. What's in it?
It's so the white chicken is the white sauce chicken. It's basically I sauteed up some onions and then I blended that, and then I also put in a nut paste. So it has cashews, almonds, and it has poppy seeds. And I used the almonds that we got here, so maybe it could have been sweeter because it was in a pre-made pack. It wasn't your plain simple almonds and cashew, so that could have probably sweetened it too. Right. And all the dishes does have a little bit of sugar in it, but I did put sugar-free sugar in it.
I feel like that one's spicier.
Probably put a little bit more chili powder. And again, a lot of these you can change the spices up a little bit based on people's preference. But I try to make it kind of neutral, equal to where I like it.
A little bit more of this.
So which one would you guys say is your favorite? Oh, you guys like that one? Okay, the regular chicken curry, okay.
I like the white.
You like the white one? Okay.
I might like this one.
You might like the paneer better?
Yeah, I'm trying it right there.
Do you guys what do you guys think about the paratha? Do you like the bread?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these you can eat with rice too, regular rice, because rice is a big, so usually lunch they'll have rice, and then at dinner time they'll have the roti or paratha.
It tastes like there's cinnamon or something like that in the white.
There is. Actually, I definitely know in the white one I put cinnamon, and I I think they all actually have some cinnamon in it.
It's just really, really on point. The cinnamon taste, I really like that.
Good,
it tastes really good.
Yeah, a lot of it we use. You like the paneer better?
I do.
So
it's
yeah,
a little bit more flavorful.
What's great with this is a lot of it's whole spices, so you really get the flavor of the spices in it.
I like this one.
They're all really good. That's a little bit spicier for me. That one is sweeter, but I don't know, there's like a lot more flavors that burst out to me in that one.
Yeah, because the difference with this is they almost all have the similar spices in it. It's just how much of each one you put. Except this one has coriander, and those two do not.
I like it.
Those two just seemed a little too familiar. Like
Okay.
this feels
This
really
is different, very different.
The other
Very
two feel familiar, like you could
You
have
can
that
get-
at like a Hispanic restaurant. You know?
This is, this is my second favorite for sure, and then it's that one.
Is it because that one's a little spicier?
Yeah.
And just not big into spices.
But it's still delicious.
Great. So overall, you guys liked it all? Mm-hmm. Oh, and then last is the dessert. We do have to try the dessert. Let me get a spoon for that.
Can I just use my fork?
What?
Can I just use my fork?
Yes, if you just want to stick it in there. If you guys want to use your fork.
I'll take a little bowl.
You want a little bowl? I'll give you a little plate at the end.
Perfect, that's fine.
I guess I should keep my fork.
It is very juicy. That one's not as pretty looking.
Put some juice on it.
Yeah, put one on for you and one for him. I'll put next to you.
Interesting. What is this?
It is called Gulab Jamun. And so it's basically kind of like a milk ball. To me, it's like kind of like a donut. Some people will disagree.
What's the side of it?
So basically it's just made with milk powder, milk, and baking powder. And that's basically it. And then in the sugar, it is sugar water. So it's basically just sugar, water, and a little bit of rose water. Yeah, and that's it. So really milk. I wish.
Got a lot of spice over a while.
Which one?
I think it's.
It's probably this one.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
It's spicy after a little bit.
I really like it.
Is it good? I haven't tried it yet.
Love it.
This is my all-time favorite dessert.
French toast.
Yes, it's so good. I just love it.
I love it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's like a syrupy pancake from Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I mean it is a syrup water, but I mean it's very different, I feel like, than some of the other traditional Indian sweets.
It tastes like a breakfast.
Yeah, it's just, to me, I see it as like a donut. It's soft and squishy, but it's...
Right, that one is super spicy.
Sorry.
But it's good, but it's, you know.
It's good, just a little spicy, yeah. And again, you can always change that up. I tried making it a little neutral. But some, you know, in India, a lot of dishes are spicy hot too. So that's something, you know, when you go out to weddings and stuff, you don't get to choose the spices of the foods. But awesome. Okay, well thank you. And now we're going to go play some Holi before it gets too dark.
Sounds good.
We are out here. So I want to correct myself. I said earlier it is the Festival of Lights. I'm sorry, that's a completely different festival. It is the Festival of Colors. That's why we have all these colors with us. And it is also the arrival of spring. So I can tell you guys that. And then it's also good over evil, basically. So all we're gonna do, guys, is we're just gonna take the colors and we're just gonna basically throw it on each other. I'm just gonna, what? Are you gonna flip? No! You can't throw them! Do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching us as much as we enjoyed playing with each other. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it again next year. Hopefully I'll be in India, but if not, we'll definitely have to do something like this again here. But if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it really helps to support my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell because it just helps to notify you every time I post a new video. Hope you guys have a great day and hope to see you in my next video. Bye!